All right, friends, we finally got it figured out. I am so happy to be here with Lennon Patton with Acorn Medical Supply. Again, my name is Lauren Durmus, and I curate resources for OKC Area Living. So I'm a realtor here in the area, OKC, and about 35, 40 miles surrounding it. So Yukon, Mustang, Norman, all of those great places. And also am a realtor throughout the OKC area. I love helping people and I love connecting to community. And so each week I try to do a live event. We've had some trouble getting this one started, but we think we finally got it. And we are excited to share about Acorn Medical Supply, what they do and how they connect to the community. So Lennon, thank you so much for working through the technical difficulties with me. And I am excited to be here. So tell me a little bit about Acorn Medical Supply.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I suspect the technical issues were probably mostly on my end, so thanks for being patient with me as we figure out how to connect these things. Acorn is coming up on 1 year of being in existence. It's based here in Oklahoma City, and started just like you would imagine, because folks here in Oklahoma City couldn't find quality personal protective equipment, or PPE, as it's called in our industry. So think masks, respirator masks, surgical masks, gloves, sanitizer, disposable wipes. I don't know if you remember the great Clorox disposable wipe hunt of 2020. That's still an issue, still a problem. So we wanted a local company providing products for people here in Oklahoma City. And
okay, wonderful.
Beyond Oklahoma City.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about the typical, let's say, customer that you serve, because I know myself, I first was like, oh, well, okay, as an individual, I don't know if that would really work for me. I don't need like 5,000 sets of gloves or anything, but who's your typical customer, and how can individuals order from you if they want equipment for themselves?
Well, and scale, and what price you pay, and is it real? Is the mask worth what you're paying for it, and what you're ordering online? There's one thing that you don't hear about Amazon. Everyone knows how convenient Amazon is. They know, even if you tell it, hey, if you're placing an order on a Monday and you say, I don't mind waiting till Wednesday to get it, and then somehow it's on your doorstep Monday afternoon, and you're like, how did that happen? Well, Amazon is able to do some pretty amazing things and quickly get products to you, but Amazon also has a third platform on Amazon. If you've ever ordered anything from Amazon and you see a different company name, where you get a request to write a review for something you ordered on Amazon, and it's from Happy Company. So Amazon has a lot of products on it that are not listed by Amazon, that are not guaranteed by Amazon, and that don't have a ton of oversight by Amazon. The process to get your products listed on Amazon is pretty easy. And then they wait until there's a bunch of complaints from consumers, either missing items, incorrect items, or fraudulent or poorly made products. Once Amazon reaches a certain threshold via their algorithm of complaints about a product, then they delist a company. So the process of getting your products up on Amazon to sell, pretty easy. It's much easier to get a product to be listed for sale on Amazon than, say, out of Walmart or a CVS or a Walgreens. There's a process that vendors have to go through to certify the products that they're selling, and the liabilities that go along with that are being met. And as you can imagine, if you just do a quick Google search for N95 fraud in Google, you'll see hundreds of news stories of the state of Washington, the state of Wisconsin, the state of Texas, the state of Oklahoma, purchasing fraudulent masks from not reputable Amazon listings online. And it's unfortunately a big part of this industry since last spring, is that when there's a huge amount of need and not enough product to fill that need, fraudsters, con artists, and unscrupulous vendors will create something to sell in that vacuum. And as consumers, we don't have a lot of power. I don't know if you've ever ordered anything from Wish.com or from Amazon or any of these other platforms, and you
Definitely fall into that trap.
yeah, and then get it.
Like we all.
How many times have you ordered something and it's been so long since you've ordered it, and the package is like all like torn up and like it's been through a shredder, and you're like, what did I even order? So in those kind of marketplaces, there's a lot of opportunity for fraud. So one of our owners and one of our founders is an attorney, and so he's got a lot of experience in bringing products to market, and he works with a lot of startups, and he's got a chemistry background, so he knows how to read the technical data sheets, and he's also not afraid if someone wants to sell some masks to our company. We're not afraid to say, fire up a Facebook Live and show us your factory. We want to see the materials. We want to see the factory. We want to see your certifications, and then going through the process of making sure the products that we're selling have either emergency use authorization or are certified by the FDA. So we do a lot of research and a lot of stuff in the back end that you may not even think about when it comes to buying stuff. But when there's a lot of fraud out there, we do a lot of due diligence to make sure what we're offering is actually something that not only we would be okay with selling, but that we would give to our moms to be able to wear to keep them safe, which is kind of the foundation of why we started what we started. And in spring of last year, unless you were purchasing 1 million or more of something at a time, a lot of these products weren't affordable to the average Joe. You just either had to roll the dice and order something online and hope it wasn't fraudulent, or go without, or if you were a big enough of a medical organization or a state where you can purchase a warehouse full of something, that was the only way to get a decent price on products last March. And so we created an Oklahoma company to be able to take a look at these products and to work with organizations. So we sell to the state of Oklahoma, to Mercy Rehab, to large nursing home organizations, to nonprofits that cover the entire state of Oklahoma. But we also have the city of Pink is one of our customers. I think there's less than 1,000 people that live in the city of Pink. The Chandler Fire Department, the Chandler Fire and Emergency Response group out in Lincoln County is a customer of ours. So they don't have the purchasing power to be able to buy 1 million masks at a time, but they also can't afford to spend $10 per mask. So, we try to, create something where we know what the products are. We can ship locally. The products are housed in Oklahoma City when we get them in. And we're selling them at a price point that's competitive to what you can find on Amazon. And there's lots of listings for masks on Amazon, but you never know. Like, who are they? And so with our
you all kind of use your purchasing power to purchase in bulk for smaller organizations that maybe couldn't do that, and you pass those savings on to people that want to work with you, and especially focus on the local Oklahoma market, which is really cool.
Yeah. The entire state of Oklahoma, and we don't list on Amazon. We don't sell through Facebook Marketplace, and all those companies take a percentage, so you have to end up selling your products for more expensive. So we rely on word of mouth a lot, and then we're also on the state of Oklahoma has the Department of Commerce maintains a list of certified companies that are PPE, and we're one of the few companies based in Oklahoma selling these products, and not part of some big multi-state operation. So, and you're right. So if we're going to sell masks to the state of Oklahoma or gowns, we'll order enough to be able to fulfill that order, and then have a few left over. So, we'll order 10,000 of something, knowing we have an order for 8,000, but then we offer the other 2,000 to the general public at that same competitive price that we would to the big hospital groups. So, trying to be able to serve two different types of customer groups. A lot of folks just don't have the time or know enough about the industry to do the massive amount of research that we do as well. So
yeah, no, I don't. I'm like, okay, that's great. I'll trust you. I definitely trust someone local over some large faceless corporation. So tell me a little bit about how you all are involved in the community, because I know that that's really important to you all as a company and individuals. Tell me a little bit about how you partner with nonprofits or how you have supported and been involved in the community.
So being involved in the community is a big driver for us. Our offices are in Oklahoma City. We're operating out of the Oklahoma City Girls Art School space. Last year, they had to suspend operations. They weren't able to hold their classes in person. They've gone virtual, but they had this beautiful space on 5th and Classen that they weren't utilizing the space anymore. So we took over the rent, and so we're paying the bills, the utilities, so the nonprofit can keep as much of their operating budget as possible to maintain the virtual school and to buy supplies. And so we're utilizing that space to store, package, and ship out products. So that's one of the ways that we're helping the community is by, one small nonprofit is not spending, thousands of dollars every month to keep the doors open and the lights on in a space they're not able to host classes. So that's one way. The other way is by doing direct donations to organizations that have a need for our products. Remerge of Oklahoma is a nonprofit that we've donated to. Several small community churches. This weekend, we donated to an organization called We the People, and they're operating an emergency shelter out of Titan Fitness over on North Classen, and it's a shelter where anybody can come in. It's an overnight shelter. It's operated 100% out of donations, out of cash, out of products that have been donated, and so we saw an opportunity to be able to help the community there. Restoration Oklahoma, which takes women who have been previously incarcerated and then provides them with job training skills and helps them actually launch small businesses like home cleaning businesses, commercial cleaning businesses. We've donated products to that group just to help them out. There's some churches that are running food pantries where they've got face-to-face contact with their clients coming in, and so we've donated masks for those food pantries to be able to keep their volunteers safe, but also to be able to include masks in with the food pantry donations that are going out. So doing as much as we can to get our products out into the community as possible is a big focus for us. So and there's lots of other organizations that have reached out and said, hey, can you help us out with gloves or hand sanitizer, and sometimes it's just selling to a nonprofit at near cost because that's what their budget is. So that's just another thing that we try to help out with.
All right, and this is a community page, so every time I do a Facebook Live with someone, I ask what their favorite spots are in the community, in OKC and the surrounding areas, so people can discover new great places. So what are some of your favorite spots?
Oh, great. Love this question. I don't go many places anymore, but when I do, I try to support businesses that are local. and that provide a high level of customer service, and has been a big inspiration for us. So one of our favorites is Urban Tea House in Uptown 23rd, and they sell tea of all different kinds, and they're 100% to go right now, and 100% online. In fact, on Mondays, they close down their retail location to be able to manage all of their orders that are going out. And so Christy Jennings, a local business owner, she's fantastic. She's been running her business for years, and they're a customer of ours also. And in addition to me being a longtime fan, Urban Tea House is one of our favorite spots. We also enjoy various vegan restaurants around town, Plato's Provisions, Loaded Bowl. Those are companies that are still providing super high quality vegan comfort food, but doing it the smart way where you order online. So it's 100% contactless up until the point that you pick up your food, all the way to the point where you're getting a text message when your order's ready, so you're not congregating in front of the truck or congregating in front of the restaurant. So those are just a few of the businesses that I've been personally supporting throughout this whole pandemic mess.
Great. Well, I can see someone's on, but I can't see who you are. I'm sorry. I'm new to this live thing. So thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments and we'll be able to see them. And I also will make sure that we go back and add Acorn's website and all of the great organizations that Lennon mentioned just now, so that you all can explore them and discover your community more. So Lennon, is there anything else that you want to share before we hop off?
I think the only thing I would ask is, because I know real estate is a big focus for you, what's going on with the real estate market here in Oklahoma City? I know the storm has probably slowed down showings, but I've noticed as I walk throughout my neighborhood that houses will go up for sale, at least in my urban North Oklahoma City neighborhood. And it's not unusual for me to see sold within a week. I live near 50th and Penn in Oklahoma City, and there are not very many properties in my neighborhood, at least where I do a lot of my walking, that stay on the market for very long. So I mean, that's got to be good for you. So is there, what's kind of the secret behind that?
Yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword. So the real estate market has been wild. I've been trying to keep people apprised of this because it's been moving very fast. And it's true, even over the last month or so, things have really changed. So we have a confluence of factors. So interest rates are really low. So we have a lot of buyers looking, and we also have people staying at home more because of the pandemic. So they're like, maybe we should get a house with an office, especially since a lot of companies have decided to just stay virtual. After going virtual, they're realizing, hey, our people are being productive, they're happier. And so we have a lot of people maybe they have some changing needs for their space. And so they're looking around, looking at something that maybe fits their updated lifestyle more. So we have that going on, interest rates being low. We have stimulus money that people are looking to channel into a wealth building avenue, and home building is wealth building for sure. And so that's also an incredible opportunity for people to take right now. At the same time, that has caused a squeeze in our inventory. So exactly what you mentioned. So buyers are having a little bit of a harder time finding exactly what they want because inventory is a little bit low. But if you have a great realtor, and they'll be able to help you make an offer that is manageable for you, but is also really attractive to the seller. So one of the things that has been happening is that people have been making offers so quickly, even sight unseen, or just after having a virtual tour. So we'll have 4 or 5 offers on a home. And so that's probably what you've seen. Things are moving even in less than a day at times. So as a buyer, it's really important to have all of your finances together and to know exactly what you can afford. And the other thing is to think about non-monetary factors. So I've had offers that have been accepted because of non-monetary factors. So even if you can't afford to, make an offer over asking price or something like that, if you can be flexible on your move date, that's a really helpful thing, because buyer or sellers are kind of like, ooh, well, we don't have our next house yet and things are going so fast. If you're able to, for example, let the seller stay in their property longer as they're finding their next dream home, or if you can be flexible on repairs so that they don't have to spend a lot of time and effort into getting that house ready to be transferred over to you. Those are all really great non-monetary things that buyers can do. So there's some tips and tricks that a great realtor will be able to share with you for making sure that your offer is accepted, or that you're making competitive offers in this market, because it is really important. Buyers are having a harder time than sellers right now meeting their goals, but sellers a lot of times are also buyers. So we have people that are hesitant to put their house on the market because they're like, well, I haven't found my next house yet. And so it's important to be able to understand that. I actually am recommending to people, go ahead and list your home and then find the right property, because hopefully you'll be able to sell it at top dollar right now while the market's really high, but also at the same time, you'll be able to negotiate for some of that flexibility that you can have while you're looking for your next home. So it's all about just looking at all of the factors together, and it is all about what motivates people. So the market for your home is whatever people will pay. And right now people will pay top dollar because they want something great. And as a buyer, the other thing is that really balances out for you. So even if you pay more than you maybe would have in a different market, the interest rates are so low that it ends up kind of balancing out. So the housing market is wild. It's really important to have somebody to help you to know all of the steps that you need to take to be ready, so that when you are ready to make an offer, you can make it quickly. And it's been fun, but it's also been challenging, which, I love a challenge, and I love kind of like thinking outside the box. Right. So it's been fun, but it's also been stressful, actually. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how things change and adjust with our new administration, and seeing how all of those factors, and we know that all of those like larger factors definitely impact our local market. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes from here.
Absolutely. Well, and you keep hearing that there's a lot of untapped potential in the economy right now because people are in a holding pattern. And it's kind of interesting to see, with us, there's definitely, having a product that is in super high demand, is that going to change in the foreseeable future? As long as the vaccine rollout remains inconsistent. The vaccine rollout in Oklahoma has been good, but the vaccine rollout has also been good for our business, because if you think of a vaccine rollout site, in addition to the needles that are there, you have healthcare professionals and volunteers and logistics staff that are wearing masks and gloves and all the sanitizer and all the protocols that go along with that, which is now part of the backdrop and the fabric of our lives now. As that's become normalized, we haven't seen the demand dip yet. In fact, we've seen it actually go up. Under this administration, you're seeing clear and consistent messaging on masks. We're starting to see some good questions being asked about the type of mask. What mask should I wear? Is the cloth mask that I've been wearing every day, is that sufficient? And it all, just like in the real estate industry, it all kind of depends on your risks, your tolerance for risk, the liabilities that you have, the different factors. It's all very it's highly variable depending on the person. So it's going to be interesting this next year. I can't imagine, as we get closer to a more normal, what an economy that is opened up and people have a lot of spending money for vacations and travel and dining and shopping and all that. We see that all that's going to kind of change as people get more comfortable and secure in what's happening. So,
Well, thank you so much for hopping on today. I'm glad we were able to
thanks for having me.
connect.
Yeah, it's been fun. I appreciate your patience in getting us connected.
Same to you. Thanks, whoever hopped on. I'm sorry I couldn't see who you were. And hopefully I will get a chance to share this out and